Yeah, yeah. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone flyer, sir. Me a flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got to have my way with you, girl. You know the only way is up. Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two-sip of the Usyk, then the sexual tension. Cause the blue stain fuck with the red one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone flyer, sir. Me a flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught like juggernaut, man, unstoppable. Got to have my way with you, girl. You know the only way is up. Me with that girl, it's been a long time, yeah. Since my love and it's been acquired. You gonna have to keep it quiet. You don't want the neighbors to fuck up a vibe, it's alive, yeah. We should put this on, it's alive, yeah. Now everyone can see how I rock your body. Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two-sip of the Usyk, then the sexual tension. Cause the blue stain fuck with the red one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone flyer, sir. Me a flyer than an astronaut. Never been caught.
Hello guys, welcome to Boxing Blog Center, the home of Nigerian and African boxing. And please, if you're new to this channel, make sure you click the like and of course the subscribe right now. We are live. So if you're watching, make sure to click the like button and of course say hi. We are here to talk about this the react to the statement of Tunde Ajayi, the trainer of Anthony Yard, whom of course said that Joshua should use the roadman mentality to defeat President Usyk, saying that is the only method he needs to use. No going back, no shying away. Offense. And we have our brother right here in the house, our brothers in the house, Adewale and of course Tajabwe, to give their take on this. And it's something that is worth taking a look at. So Tunde Ajayi said, yeah, I quote, he said he needs to watch Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard rematch. Use that as the blueprint. Use all your physical attributes, height, reach, power, size, and just bust him up. Roadman mentality. That's the tactics. Those are the words from Tunde Ajayi. Adewale, what do you make of Ajayi's statement?
Hey man, anything that would encourage AJ, to get the job done, that's what he needs to hear. And I agree with Tunde Ajayi, Lions in the camp, because if you check out the way Anthony Yard defeated Lyndon, can't remember the guy's name now.
Yeah, Lyndon Arthur.
Lyndon Arthur in the rematch, you'd realize that He just basically took a gamble.
Person really break talk for the name self. Also,
I did tell you.
Now wow,
Lyndon Arthur.
Now I go, guy. I thought that the name guy. What you say like that? Now wow, I go break my tongue because of that. Yeah, Lyndon.
Lyndon. Aha, Lyndon. So the way Anthony Yard beat that guy in the rematch was by going in aggressive and gambling, not trying to outbox this guy in any way. It was straight up going for the KO, and it was successful. Now, if you compare that level of fight with AJ versus Usyk, it's quite different because here we're talking Usyk. Usyk is a high caliber southpaw, extremely advanced. Usyk is such a great fighter that, bro, I will never ever disrespect Oleksandr Usyk. In my opinion, that guy is the pound for pound number one. Not Canelo, not Terence Crawford. It is Usyk. You don't just become a unified champion in the heavyweight division after being the undisputed in the cruiserweight. And I wouldn't give you the respect. Usyk is a great fighter, man. So, with that being said, if AJ employs the same tactics, being extremely aggressive, being a roadman, if correct me if I'm wrong, but a roadman is a thug, basically like a thug. And we also heard AJ in that weird interview that he had. I didn't like the interview, man. Some of you guys might disagree with me, but I completely did not like that interview where he was talking about, I'm looking at, I have a roadman mentality. I'm looking at Big Mitch, the Larry Hoovers of this world.
Well, Joshua literally grew up in the midst of roadmen, bro. So you have to understand that, So he Joshua is not a pretender. It's not like he grew up from the street. Okay, he might not be, he grew up, bro. Joshua grew up in the street, bro. What are you saying? He grew up in the street.
I disagree with that, man. Bro, Joshua grew up in a good Nigerian family in the UK. I don't believe he grew up in the streets. Bro, don't let these people deceive you with their camera lifestyle, bro. I don't believe that. AJ is a regular good guy that grew up in a decent Nigerian family, eating pounded yam and egusi soup and fufu.
Guy,
I don't want to get that roadman
bro.
Stuff,
bro, what do you mean by decent, bro? Are you saying we Nigerians are now saints or what? Bro,
no, Nigerians, most of us are good,
the guy grew up in the street.
Bro, especially Nigerians that emigrated out of Nigeria in their newfound countries, especially in the western part of the world, they are usually good people for the most part. Maybe not wealthy, maybe not rich, but they are good. And AJ comes from that line of Nigerians. So his father and his mother are good people.
I think you are mistaking AJ. I think there's a mistake somewhere, bro. Joshua is from the street. I mean,
bro,
he's from the street. Bro, he's from the trenches, bro.
Bro, my brother Joshua is a good brother that goes to church.
No. My brother Joshua is from the street too. Not let Roadman Yeramo. Now that's on Roadman, for you go.
What did you say, bro? What did CY say?
He's a good boy that goes to church.
Bro, AJ does fasting and prayer, man. What are you guys talking about? Fasting and prayer, bro. This guy goes for night vigils.
But Roadman also pray, bro. They pray, bro. Roadman pray.
Nah, AJ is not a dog, man. Has AJ ever been to prison? Has he ever been to jail? Okay,
yes,
let's start with that. Has he ever been to jail?
He's been to jail. Yes.
Are you sure?
He was arrested. He was jailed, bro.
Jail,
what do you mean by that, bro? I think he's a roadman.
No.
He's a roadman. You think he's a saint or what?
Jail is different from prison.
Bro, he was even like, what is this? What is it called though? There's something they put on your ankles, like they monitor you. Like what was it called again?
Ankle bracelet.
Yeah, ankle bracelet. Yeah. Like he had it, bro. That's hardcore criminal, bro. What are you saying? He's a dog, bro.
He's sentenced to prison. Okay, I know of a popular prison in England.
Joshua is a don. Guy, don't let the street hear it. They'll tell you. Listen, people that know Joshua, listen, why do you think Fury always say Joshua should bring out they should bring out his realness? Like, why do you always think Fury will say bad my ear? So I'm like, you say, yeah, Joshua is just acting up. He's a bad guy. Like, not a bad guy, but he's from the street. You know, he's about that life. You know, Fury always say Joshua played to the camera a lot. This is not how it was. Big Femi, bro. Ask about Big Femi, bro. What do you say? He's a roadman, bro.
They call this man Big Femi because he's literally big. He's like 6'6".
No, because he's a roadman. He's a hex roadman, bro. What do you say? Bro, he's a hex roadman.
I don't believe that, bro.
Okay.
Bro, if he was a roadman, I would have heard about him in all that grime music that I've been listening to. I used to listen to a lot of UK grime, man. Over the years, I never heard of any AJ, bro. I never heard of AJ. I don't believe it, man. I know about Belmarsh Prison in the UK. That's where the notorious black British guys end up.
Joshua was not
a church man.
Joshua
is a good man. Even AJ told us in the interview. Listen to this, bro.
Joshua was not.
He told us that.
Listen,
let me tell you what
Joshua was not.
Joshua
was not a notorious criminal. He was not a notorious criminal. He's a roadman, but not a notorious criminal.
If AJ was a roadman, then I was a killer.
you that grew up in Abuja, somewhere rich in Abuja, you're comparing yourself. Like I said, that this guy with the dog, he was a killer. Which killer he be? Killer from where? Killer from.
Okay, hold on. Let's get this conversation rolling.
Yeah, man. Let's keep it rolling.
Truth be told, you know what? AJ is a good guy. You know, to me, he's a respectable, humble guy. You know, even though sometimes you can tell that he pretends in front of the camera, but behind the camera, I believe that this guy is genuinely good and humble. I just don't like the fact that he hasn't given any of his top fans an interview. If you're truly genuinely humble and you don't have to wait for Matchroom or any of your sponsors to give you a script as to what you have to say in front of the camera, then you should be able to give interviews to these YouTube channels that have been pushing you for the longest time. You see what I'm saying? But all of that aside, the point that Tunde Ajayi made, that AJ needs to be a roadman, he needs to have a roadman mentality going into the Usyk fight. I agree. That's what he needs, because that's the only way that he can impose his size, his physical attributes that would be a disadvantage for Usyk, and maybe he could neutralize Usyk's technicalities, because AJ is not as technical as Usyk. Forget about it. He will never be as good as Usyk as far as technicality is concerned. But he can still beat Usyk with his physical size, aggression, educated aggression.
I would say never say never. You can never say never. No, bro. Don't say
bro.
never say never.
Usyk has been boxing since he was a child, man, bro. Usyk is like this other guy.
I know, but never say never, bro.
What's that guy's name? The other Ukrainian guy now, Lomachenko. These guys are on another level, bro. These guys are real boxers with serious footwork. These guys are hard to touch. Lomachenko, the only reason why he started losing, well, he lost against Solido, so yeah, he lost. But he lost against Teofimo. You think about it, this guy is way smaller than Teofimo. If Lomachenko could perform at his optimal, he should be on 126 pounds or maybe 130 at the maximum. But this guy is campaigning on 135, beating guys on 135 that are killers, knocking them out too. That's the same thing with Usyk. Usyk is coming to the heavyweight. Bro, I'm not going to lie to you, man. Usyk might be the best fighter in the world right now, man, because I just don't know how you're going to beat this guy. The guy is good. Usyk is a great fighter, man. Let's just keep it 100. And the only way AJ beats him, go with your roadman mentality, use your size, lean on this guy. If this guy is trying to do anything crazy, grab his arms, bro. Grab this man's arms, lean on his ass, don't let him do anything. But I also feel scared about something. And to be honest with you, I really don't have a horse in this race. So to me, it's may the best man win. AJ versus Usyk 2. But the fact that AJ is gaining more muscle for the rematch, it's a little bit of a concern because he's going to gas out quicker. Okay? If he's not able to be successful with his educated aggression, in the first couple of rounds, Usyk is gonna get him and it's gonna TKO him. That's what's gonna happen. So AJ gotta be careful. He needs to practice hard. I'll let you guys talk.
You think he's gaining his muscle back? I don't think so. I don't think so.
Yeah, I saw some videos of AJ bulking up, deadlifting 300 pounds, like recently, like a couple of days ago. So this
Oh no,
this
I
guy's
saw that.
biceps look big, man.
Listen. Remember, when you lift, you're gonna get pumped. And after by the next day, he probably shrunk back to his normal size.
Mm.
That's just the way it is. I don't think he's this team is that crazy to know like we're gonna put you on back on looking huge and all not so loose. Because remember how the Klitschko fight went. It was he was pretty pumped. But at the same time, he was pretty gassed out by the sixth round. So I personally think his team wouldn't want that kind of AJ back. The AJ that I personally think they should be looking for is a guy who's more aggressive on the front foot and is not the one that appeared for that Usyk fight, because that one was terrible, man. I can't even keep telling you how terrible that was. But I personally think it's the guy that's more aggressive. But to be honest, I don't know the capabilities of AJ. In all honest truth, when it comes to can he really weather the storm, is what I'm trying to say. But I was watching that fight with Usyk, and listen, he's AJ's a smart fighter, man. He is. I've seen some things that he did that a lot of these guys don't do. He rolled with the punch, and like it or not, people's timing is perfect. You got to know your timing and got to learn how to roll with the punch. And AJ did that with Usyk, so I got to give that to him. But him not being aggressive and not following up or not committing to a feint or a punch is gonna cost him. Because we saw when he was successful against Usyk, Usyk didn't like it. It was putting Usyk on his back foot, and Usyk was, just moving about, trying to find a nice counter on AJ. And you could see when Usyk threw a jab at him, it bothered AJ. For some reason, Usyk continued from the first round. Usyk just threw a jab, and it worked. He threw a jab, it landed. It threw a jab, it worked. It worked. It worked. So I personally think if AJ goes in there and needs to be more aggressive and fights like he's actually big for once, and not fight like he's small like he continues to do, he could actually absolutely beat Usyk.
Wow, Comoros just called Ghana, bro. Oh my god. Anyway, continue, bro. Sorry, bro. It's so funny. Comoros called Ghana against Ghana. Anyway, continue, bro. Sorry. I just lost my ass right here because the Ghanaians made it be like they've been back. Man, anyway, continue, bro. I'm enjoying this right now. It will score 2 more.
So I think personally that he should that the Roadman science is good for AJ, but mentally I don't know where he stands when it comes to let me be the more aggressive guy than being able to weather a storm, or knowing how to properly calculate and knowing when to take a punch and give a punch. You know what I'm saying? So that's a big question mark. Nobody's denying his skills. He has the skills. The question mark on everybody's mind is, can he weather a storm? Can he actually say, okay, he punched me, that didn't do nothing to me. I'm gonna hit you right back and you're gonna feel mine. That is the question on top of everybody's lips and everybody's mind. Can AJ really weather the storm? Can he take a punch and not look scared, basically? My personal opinion. That's where I'm gonna end it, man.
Thanks, brother. Like when Tunde Ajayi says he needs to watch Lyndon Arthur versus Anthony Yard rematch, use that blueprint to use all your physical attributes. How does Joshua impose his physical attributes on Usyk when he's actually never done it before like that at Adewale?
Yeah, but sorry, brother. Can you ask that question again? My daughter here is asking me
How does
some
Joshua
things like in my
impose his
neck.
physical attributes on Usyk when we've never seen him really do it before? Joshua has never imposed his size on anyone.
Ah, man, maybe he needs to take a page from Tyson Fury's book. What Tyson did to Deontay in the last two fights. That's what I believe. That's what they're trying to do too. They're trying to, you know, learn some tricks that Tyson used. Because if you're a bigger man, you have some natural advantages over a smaller guy. And if you're able to use those advantages, you can nullify the best attributes of the smaller guy. So, I mean, we've not seen AJ in that situation in the past. When he fought Carlos Takam, he was, in my opinion, he was fighting a little bit scared in that fight too. The fight against Takam, he got the 11th round TKO, which many people were upset about because they felt like Takam could continue, but it almost seemed like the judges wanted to maintain a KO streak on AJ's record. That's why they stopped the fight prematurely. But that was an opportunity for him to have imposed his physical size on the smaller guy, but he didn't. So just like you're saying, we've never seen him do that in the past. Will he be able to do it against Usyk? To be fair, it's going to be way more difficult doing that against Usyk because Usyk is a very intelligent fighter. He's defeatable. I can see people in the comment section saying, "Oh, I disagree. Oh, how can you say Usyk is undefeatable?" No, bro, Usyk is human. Anybody can be beaten. Okay, it's boxing. It's heavyweight boxing. Anybody can be beaten. But the point here is Usyk is too skilled for AJ, and AJ is too big for Usyk. So if you combine those two attributes, mash them up together, it almost bring about a level playing field. Now it's up to AJ to take advantage of his own physical size and aggression. How does he do it? I really can't tell, to be honest. He needs a very good coach, that would show him how to fight an intelligent southpaw and know when to be aggressive. Listen, Deontay Wilder fought against Luis Ortiz. The first fight against Ortiz. Ortiz is a high-level southpaw. And if you guys remember, there was nothing happening in the first couple of rounds because Ortiz took away Wilder's jab. If Wilder threw a jab, Ortiz countered straight up. And that's exactly what Usyk will do to AJ, or he did to AJ the first fight. But eventually, Wilder was able to be aggressive and he got a knockdown in the 5th round against Ortiz. And then he was still aggressive in the 7th round. Then he got caught with a right hook that buzzed him and he was almost knocked out. So AJ has to be extremely careful fighting against Usyk. Usyk is not that much of a power puncher, but he still has a good crack on his punches. He needs to go in there educated with his aggression. How does he make that work? I'm not too sure. That is up to his coach and his team.
But I'll tell you how he can make that work. Listen, when I watched that fight again, because I watched it again and again and again, AJ, from the beginning of the round, I'll say about 90% of the time, he was out of range. And Usyk, being the smaller guy, was always in range to counter when AJ was out of range. If you look at the fight, whenever AJ threw a left or right, even a straight punch, what was he doing? He was out of range. As soon as he threw and Usyk knew he was out of range, Usyk would come back, counter, move back again. That's what he did the whole fight. AJ was out of range. AJ's footwork was nowhere to be found because Usyk didn't even allow him to try to get the foot on the outside. It didn't even work. So AJ needs to know, I'm gonna get into this guy's face. I'm gonna get in there really nasty. I'm telling you, watch that fight again. See how much out of range he was. But watch it all over again. You'll be surprised, and you'll be like, yes, he's absolutely out of range. But that's what I personally think. So
sorry, Ray. Before you go on, Ray, let me add to what Ty just said. Do you also realize that whenever AJ, if you watch the first fight, if AJ threw a jab, if Usyk is slipping the jab, or if AJ threw a right hand, if Usyk slipped, he didn't just slip. He slipped with a step forward. Are you following me? So whenever he stepped forward with a slip, he's closing the gap and he's within range of punching. And that's exactly what he did throughout the fight. So if AJ can prepare for those intelligent tactics from Usyk, he could be successful.
He
Mm.
needs to get in his face, man. He didn't get in his face. He needs to get in Usyk's face. Like Usyk's main thing that he does personally, I think he does, is wait for you to make a mistake, wait back, look, wait for you to make the slightest mistake, and then he'll go after you. Like even if it's 1, 2, 3 and 1, 2, 3, 4, back up and move around you, lateral movements. He's gonna have you reset all over again, and he'll do it again. That's what he did for the rest of the fight. AJ needs to get in his face and be very nasty, very very nasty, because what Chisora did was get in Usyk's face, like didn't give him any breathing room. Like every step he took, I was right there with him, which means Usyk can't like let me let me see what he's gonna do. Like as soon as Usyk moved, Chisora moved and was right there in his face and getting ready. That's what AJ needs to do, man. Bro, is Usyk beatable? Yes, man. I mean, look what AJ did just only for 3 successful rounds. Not even in between. 3 successful rounds, and look what he did to Usyk's face. Can he? He needs to take from that and just add more onto it, you know. And personally, AJ has the skill set. You know, he has the enough intelligence to know defensive wise to know how to not get hit when it matters the most. Personally,
Thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Okay. Tunde Ajayi saying Joshua should bust him up. Is he referring to what Joshua, to the bust up that Joshua gave Usyk in the first fight? You know, Joshua did not really land a lot of he didn't land a lot of punches, but Usyk's face compared to Joshua's was telling. You know, does he is he saying that Joshua should follow up each time he lands, like he land a good right hand or a left hook or so? He should follow up with the speed, using the speed and everything. Then just weaken Usyk's mindset in a way, because it's so frustrating to see Derek Chisora go toe to toe with Usyk and even pushing him back all night. And I would not even, I don't know, he's not even phased by Usyk's power. I don't know, man. Well, just a little bit weird. Anyway, yeah, comment, bro.
You know what I feel, bro. Usyk did not respect AJ after a couple of rounds in that fight because AJ didn't hurt him. AJ needs to go and hurt this guy. If he really wants to win that fight, he has to put it on Usyk, land a good punch, left hook to the body. He was landing some good, like a hybrid left hook uppercut to the body in the third round or the fourth round thereabout in the first fight. He needs to do that and hurt this guy. If he can successfully hurt this guy, that guy would respect him and then he can win the fight. So I think that's what Tunde Ajayi meant by go in there and bust him up. But can he bust him up? I think he can, but he has to be extremely calculated in going in. That's just what I think.
Tajagbe.
no, I agree with what Adewale said. I completely agree, man. He needs to go in there and bust up Usyk. And one most important thing that I don't want to see AJ man, ever do, ever do. I I'm I don't know. Me, listen, the guy could tell you he was 100% in that fight. He was okay. He didn't look okay to me. One, because I've never seen him after the final bell. He looked. I don't know if he was injured. Usyk injured him for him to at the final bell to go in the corner and look like he was in like he's been beaten by 13 guys and he couldn't like catch his breath. If you look at it, it looked bad, man. I'm sorry, but that looked really bad to me. Because you got to look at it. Everybody that survived with Usyk survived like didn't look as bad. I would understand if AJ was winning like consecutively. He was up by points and it was like tight margin and he just coming back one right after the other, one right after the other. But it didn't look like that. He only won 3 rounds. So he something must have. It's either he. I'm telling you, it's either he wasn't prepared for that fight, physically and mentally, he was not prepared, because you don't look like that at the end of a fight. He was up against the ropes, like he was like dying, man. He was dying. So that's the if out of everything. That's the only
You
thing
you
that
think he wasn't conditioned? He wasn't
I
well
don't think
conditioned?
it makes me feel like he wasn't conditioned, man.
Because in
He
the
was.
in the Ruiz rematch, he never got tired. That fight was bouncing all night, bouncing. But I think he need to be in that weight. He fought
But
Ruiz.
he was about the same way, 240 something. Maybe he got too anxious, but for me, he looked like he was gonna die over. Like I couldn't understand why, man. I could not understand why, and I don't want to see that AJ ever again, ever again. And I'm being very honest, man. I'm being very honest.
Someone said here that people that commented on this, they said you don't think out of his 400 fights, nobody else has tried it. Usyk has had like over 400 fights, both amateur and pro.
But believe it or not, Tony Bellew was beating Usyk.
Yeah, man. Like, it's so weird, huh?
Tony Bellew was beating Usyk. much until he got knocked out. Before he got knocked out, he wasn't up on the scorecards very high, but he was beating Usyk enough. So it's
Brady's did a good job against Usyk too. A smaller guy, Brady's in cruiserweight.
yes, he did. Absolutely, yes, he did. Yes, he did. It's just they couldn't keep up the pace after Usyk turned it up. It was a different type of pace. So so I don't know. I don't know. Like I said, we are not coaches, and it's all up to AJ to figure out. And they said that he's going to be announcing his new team very soon, and I hope he has teams that fans have pointed out that he has issues with. He needs to employ those that new team in there. I personally want to see a new endurance coach or physical coach. I want to see that, man. I really want to see that, because I'm tired of him looking like that every time he fights. I'm tired. I don't want to get that hint of him gassing out too early. The guy, skillful wise, it's there for him. It's always, it's there. There's no doubt about it in my mind. Skillful wise, he's there. But in other departments that he's lacking, it hurts him major. It hurts him major, man.
Thanks, guys. I appreciate your take on this, and I want to say big ups to each and every one of you watching right now, watching us live right now on the chat. Big ups to we give a shout out to people here. Big ups to Lucan, long time. You have not been here live, he says. I hope it's not because of me. This Lucan guy, I don't know, it has nothing to do with you, bro. Like, I don't know with you. Wizard Sleeve says, has Fury stopped running yet? That guy is a little weird. He's a weird guy. Watford is not the hood. Bring back Femi. Watford is not hard like London. I don't know about Watford, but yeah. Who told you Watford is not hard like that? I don't know Watford now. Like, why do you always there's this perception of, because the UK looks very different, like maybe it's Western nation, not like America where you have guns everywhere. I think it's just like the UK is like, people that are just like not it. Bro, the knife crime in the UK is crazy, bro. If they had guns, it would probably be the same as America. That's just it. Big ups to Smith and West. Big ups to Micah Boozer. Big ups to Adewale M. Is that Adewale? Now you be that one. No, stop that one, B. Now you be that one, B. I'm sure. Anyway, guys, thanks for supporting the channel. I appreciate you guys. Catch you in the next one. And this life was definitely very nice. The Smith and West says AJ was kicked off the Olympic team because of that charge. Yeah, man. Yeah, you guys see it now. Anyway, stay tuned, guys. God bless you all.
Me have six senses, gives an upper hand from my performances. Yeah, the proof's in the pudding. I'm a heavy walking crooked. It just starts with a two sip of the juice, then the sexual tension. Cause the proofs they fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger.
Isioma.
Want someone fly inside.
Sorry guys, we have someone in the house. Brother Isioma. Isioma, how you doing, bro?
Hi guys, happy new year everyone.
Happy New Year. Long time. Isioma not disappear. No, it's Montino. What happened to you, brother?
Man, I was a bit under the weather. I had a cracked voice coming on.
Did you have CV-19?
No, not 19, not Omicron, none of the variants. Everything is COVIDized these days, but I wasn't COVIDized anyway.
Okay. So what do you make of Tunde Ajayi's statement, the trainer of Anthony Yard? You know, he said that Joshua needs to watch Leon Arthur versus Anthony Yard, you know, the rematch. He said he should use that blueprint, use all his physical attributes, height, reach, power, size, and just bust Usyk up. Roadman mentality. That's the tactics. What do you make of Tunde Ajayi's statement?
Well, everyone knows that's exactly what Joshua has to do. Joshua himself knows that. I think Tunde Ajayi is just reiterating and re-emphasizing what Joshua knows, what his camp knows, what everyone knows and everyone has been saying. You don't go to outbox a clinical boxer, okay? You go to intimidate him. You go to, impose yourself on him. And like I've always maintained, I think that in the first fight, the few times Joshua touched him, you could see Usyk, retracting. You could see that he felt the power, right? He felt the power, but Joshua wasn't loading up. Joshua wasn't combining. So yeah, the advice is very basic, yet as basic as it is what Joshua needs to do to come off Usyk. And he has to do this early in the rounds, because like we all know, the distance, the more the fight goes, the better Usyk is. Usyk is a distant fighter. And Joshua does not have the kind of gas tank that Usyk has. So early in position, intimidation, make it a slugfest. I think that would be better for Joshua, yeah.
So we've yet to see Joshua use his own attributes, his attributes, like his size, like impose. We've yet to see Joshua impose his size on any fighter. Joshua always fight clean, okay?
Yeah.
How does he implement that, bro?
Oh, there will always have to be a first, because he's getting tougher opponents. He's at that point where he cannot but meet the deadliest in the heavyweight landscape. So he has to begin to also learn to unbox some of the tools in the toolbox. All right. You can't always be the good guy. Yeah, be the good guy outside the ring, but in the ring you have to do what you have to do, okay, to have the belt strapped around your waist. Fury doesn't care. Fury doesn't send. Fury will impose. Fury will lean on you. Fury will wear you out. And when he's done wearing you out, he begins to pick you apart. All right. And it is not illegal, it is not dirty. So if that's what you have to do, why not?
You're right, bro. And we just got to see if Joshua uses it, if he would use his his size and attributes and all this kind of stuff. So the roadman mentality now. What do you classify as a roadman mentality in your opinion?
As a what?
Roadman mentality.
As a roadman mentality.
Yeah.
For who now?
For Joshua, like Tunde saying he should use that roadman mentality, like a roadman.
Well, again,
That's like
like I
fighting.
said
That's like
about,
fighting. Like That's like fighting. Like Chisora, right?
exactly. I was going to mention Chisora early. You know, um, if Chisora has the kind of skill set that Joshua has, people will be avoiding to fight Chisora. Okay.
Why?
Uh, yeah, because Chisora is an intimidator. Okay. Chisora doesn't even back down. I mean, look at Chisora. You're hitting him, he's coming at you. You're hitting him, he's coming at you. That's the kind of fighter you have in the ring with you, and you're wondering what's wrong with this man. Okay, you might be picking Chisora apart, but he's giving you a tough time. Okay, figuring him out. You might eventually outbox him. You might eventually win him. You might eventually, even TKO him. But Chisora brings the war to you. All right. When Joshua took the war to Klitschko, right? He eventually, tamed Klitschko and knocked him out. Okay. When Joshua took the war to White, you saw how he, overcame. Did he get touched by Klitschko? Did he get touched by White? Yes, he did. But was he not victorious eventually? So I think that the eventual Joshua who became conscious of getting hit, um, it's not doing him any good. So he has to be reprogrammed. He has to be written. He has um, he has to be reconditioned to understand that he might take some touches, but he's going to return those touches with even deadlier ones.
Okay, brother. I want to say big thanks to you, bro, for coming through. Thanks for coming through. Lots to talk about, but I will let you relax. And what's your final thoughts, bro?
My final thoughts, if I would migrate a bit away from Joshua, it would be to wish Ngannou well in the
Yeah,
forthcoming.
will you be available this
Uh,
weekend, by the way, to cover it?
I want to think I would be available, yes.
Or maybe not. I
So I
don't
want
know.
to wish Ngannou well because this is going to be his toughest career fight, in my opinion.
Toughest career fight. Why do you think it would be? Because sorry, Gain is fast. It's got the speed and power. What?
Again, Surugan is the Israel Adesanya of the heavyweight division. Okay. Never have we seen a heavyweight fighter who is light on his feet and has the most potent striking combination. Okay. Um, so here, and again, Gan knows Ngannou, Ngannou knows Gan. Okay. If there's a fighter who would figure him out the most, yet very deadly, that fighter is Gan. I do believe that if they have some exchanges, Ngannou might knock him out, but Gan also fights not in the pocket. He fights from the outside. He keeps the distance. He uses his reach well. He's always on his feet, and I do hope. Maybe you may not have noticed. If Ngannou goes pressure fighting, he begins to breathe with his mouth from the second round, and that might not be too good if that happens with him against Gan. But at the end of the day, of course, our hearts will always be with Ngannou. Our desires will be for him to retain the belt. So we keep having 3 African kings in the UFC.
Wow, bro, the way you broke it down, I'm so optimistic. I just want Ngannou to win, though. I want him to win because I just want Ngannou to be free from the chains of the UFC, especially
The UFC.
Dana White. Dana White is like, nah, man, like, it's just doing our brother wrong, Ngannou. So I hope you guys will be available, because I'm gonna be probably go live for that, and we're gonna talk about that for sure, and going to be good, very good, I must say. Guys, you've heard it from my brother, Isioma, a long time. Wow, I can't even remember when. That was last year, bro. Right?
Yeah, last year.
But you didn't even wish me you didn't wish me a happy new year and happy birthday, bro. Did you?
We did in our private.
Yeah.
It
was
birthday. It was a birthday on New Year Day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But you haven't been able to join us. In fact, I haven't really been going live. We just record or talk about stuff and just
Okay.
But it's very nice to have you back. God bless you, brother. Welcome back, and I hope you get well soon. Okay.
Nice talking again. Thank you. Do have a lovely evening.
God bless you, brother. Stay blessed.
Yeah. Bye.
So you guys, you heard it from our brother Isioma. Thanks for supporting the channel. And God bless you all.
Okay. It just starts with a 2-sip of the juice, then the sexual tension. Cause the boost they fuck with the real one, the man a bootleg. Really like that. Girl pulling up to the side of the passenger. So she wants someone fly, yes sir.